Hello, hello. We are here live once more with another episode of Terra Nullius. This is episode 60. The big 60. We are an old woman. I have never said
Speak
that
for
sentence.
yourself, Caleb.
We are an old woman.
The four of us collectively are an old woman.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. It's our power form when we all combine.
With your powers combined, I am an old woman.
Exactly. Our power being led across the street. All right. So where we last left off, our heroes in Terra Nullius, Tepin and Darius had gotten themselves into a battle of deific proportions. The caretaker, Xblanque, is facing off against Ah Tabai for ownership of Tepin's soul.
Happy stuff.
Basically. And Tepin and Darius, are locked in the battle themselves.
I would feel worse about fighting what is essentially the former god of death if we didn't have a also former god of death on our side. So
Exactly.
that's nice at least.
Yeah. So, I guess first let's do goals.
Actually, I need to think about goals, and I would have done more on this, but I don't know how to do this without asking you about it. So, some of them obviously I'm not going to be able to do, since this is probably going to be a bit of a short session. I don't want to add too much because I probably won't be able to do all of them anyway. So obviously one of them is connecting with Xblanque, but I want to try and find a way to can I connect in the finding a shiny new toy so I don't end up wasting that? No. Can I? The problem I'm having is I can't.
Yeah.
Finding a shiny new toy is going to be impossible from here on because I have 3 items I attune to, and that's going to be it after this. But if I change my ring to who's inside of it, is that still considered close enough to a shiny new toy that I could keep?
Yes.
Okay,
sure.
Good. So it'll be connect with Xblanque, find a shiny new toy, because those 2 things might not be related depending on how this goes.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm gonna have my 3 goals be connect with Xblanque, find a shiny new toy, and get back at Ah Tabai, because he'd been lying to me.
Ooh, get revenge. Okay. Get a shiny new toy. Okay, cool.
And I'll move these ones down here. And this is kind of irrelevant because I'm kind of doing that already. Okay, so there we go.
Good stuff. All right, we would go to Raya, but as you can see, our favorite Emily is not here with us. She is feeling a little sick, but it's okay because the session we're doing right now basically is just going to be a battle with Tepin and Darius anyway. So it all works out, and hopefully Em feels better soon.
Feel better, and
Yeah. Arie.
well, I don't think I'm gonna get to do much this session.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I don't know. We could reevaluate goals if we get to the end of the session, and there's a couple of things we can do.
To be fair, I think both Arie and Raya are ahead of both Darius and Tepin in levels.
That's fair. Yeah.
I am, but I still want to earn some XP this session if I can. So I'll have like a little Arie epilogue montage at the end.
Perfect. Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna do for protect those I love. I'm gonna change that / what I'm gonna do, just like a heads up, is I want to try to make like a survival roll or something to cover our tracks. That way Samuel and Stipu can't follow us.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so basically, if this was worded as a burning wheel belief, it would be protect. I will protect those that I love. I will erase our tracks so the boys can't capture us. Yeah.
Right. I'll work on find a way to be with Mickey. And then figure out how to redeem things in the soul realm. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that, but
might as well just keep it.
I might as well just keep it. So
yeah, that makes sense. Cool. All right, Darius.
Discover how to jump between cycles.
This there's definitely some things you could do if you wanted to within this combat, or at least this cosmic weirdness is whatever's happening right now, to figure that sort of thing out if you wanted to.
Help Tepin connect to Xblanque.
Okay.
And rescue him from Ah Tabai.
Rescue Tepin from Ah Tabai. Okay.
You should read how I spelled their names.
Do I want to read how you spelled their names?
You should also.
I don't know. Will I be sad?
You should also see how I spelled Tuhunapu.
I did know that you spelled Tuhunapu like that.
Okay.
I already knew that. Very nice. Very nice. Cool stuff. All right. Well.
Put an end to the death apocalypse, as usual.
Oh, I already thought you had 3.
Yeah, that is 3. Put an end to the death apocalypse is the third one.
Wasn't it discover how to jump between cycles, help Tepin connect to Xblanque, rescue Tepin from Ah Tabai?
Oh, I was saying 2, like those help Tepin and rescue him from Ah Tabai was like one goal I had. I mean,
those are 2 separate, right? Like either of the you could rescue Tepin from Ah Tabai and not help him connect to Xblanque.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a more guaranteed way of getting more XP than
Kind of similar to how I split up the connecting with Xblanque and finding shiny toy.
I just figured I might as well kill 2 birds in one stone, or not kill any birds at all.
Well, this way, there are 2 different birds that you could hit with 1 or 2 stones. There's many stones and birds to go around. I guess is the point.
Just don't pass a stone. That hurts.
I've heard.
Not many things make me really uncomfortable, but thinking about kidney stones does.
I wasn't expecting that noise.
I know, me neither. Of all things that make you uncomfortable, kidney stones, really? I mean, it really bothers you to hear about kidney stones and how they pass through.
Okay, no, that's making me uncomfortable now.
Okay.
I've watched survival shows where people there was a show I watched once called The Colony, which was simulation apocalypse. That was a reality TV show, and someone got kidney stones during this apocalypse simulator and had to pass kidney stones. And I have never been the same after hearing that man screams.
Okay, let's move on.
To this day.
I regret making a joke.
I find it a little odd that that's the thing, but flesh tones.
Oh, we got set to regret making a joke. That's new.
That is a first on Terra Nullius.
Wow.
It was just supposed to be a casual little joke that you rolled your eyes at, but it turned into something disturbing.
Do you know me at all, Seth?
Not like that.
I like to make things disturbing.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting the kidney stones to become disturbing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because the kidney stones are so normal.
Totally normal. Anyway, let's go ahead and do the normal thing that we do when we start a fight and roll that initiative.
Where's my token to click on?
All right, I gotta drag you to the map. There you go. Here's Ah Tabai's throne room.
Oh, hi, Ah Tabai.
Wait,
by the way,
so he's wearing
he's
wearing a cat mask as a human.
He is wearing a jaguar face. Yes.
Oh, that he gonna pay. He needs to die.
And then here's a good old caretaker.
He looks like he's opening his mouth like whoa.
Oh.
he's like a skater dude, like whoa.
He's like whoa.
He's doing the anime.
I can already tell this is gonna be like a guys' night out sort of episode, and I'm kind of about it.
Poor Alyssa.
Alright, gotta get all this set up.
Jordan, I was listening to the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 soundtrack from N64, and I got songs stuck in my head now.
What a random thing to listen to.
I was talking about it with Jesse. I think we were.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because it was Jesse's Snap store. He tagged both Jordan and I in it, And so I've been thinking about it the past few days, and so I decided to listen to it because I listened to the PS1 version of the soundtrack, and it's so different. I was like, okay, I gotta listen to the N64 version. I'm like, okay, this is sounding familiar because you can tell they cut the song into chunks and then like put the chunks in different points and repeated chunks, so they didn't have to have the full song in there. So it's like does not sound at all like the actual song, which I didn't know because it's the only version I've ever heard. And some of them I'm like, wow, this has a lot more swearing than I knew as a child because they cut all of that out.
All right, Tepin, you're starting us off, my friend. So when we last left off everything, you guys had stormed into Ah Tabai's throne room and faced off with the caretaker.
Question. Have you ever seen Unforgotten Realms?
You've mentioned it to me before.
Okay, because every time you said when we last left off, I just hear when we last left our heroes. I just hear that. It's like,
yeah.
I hear that every time. Okay, what's my movement speed? 30, so I can't reach him without using my feline agility, or could I use my cunning action? I could use my cunning action, but I also don't know if I want to run right up to him because that might be a bad idea. Frankly, just a big dumb. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I could actually reach him, and then I could hit him with stuff. Why not? I think Tepin's not thinking too clearly right now anyway. So he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's gonna be pulling his sword. He's gonna be screaming, "Liar!" Probably in primordial.
Yeah.
He's not lying though. That's a.
I'm lying. Oh.
But probably as he's running up, he's going to be like firing his eldritch blasts. But we'll say they get there when he reaches them because I can't split the attacks.
But for narrative,
for
flavor,
yes.
Yeah.
And so he's going to actually, or do I want to wait? Do I want to do eldritch blasts, or do I want to? He might just want to hit him. Actually, he might want to hit him with midnight.
You just can't bear the fact that he's lying about tigers.
They're not tigers in this situation, but I appreciate the joke.
I just went anyway. I didn't care.
So I'll hit him. I'm not getting any sneak attack damage with this, but I will hit him with midnight. 24.
And then very sleepy.
Bonus act and then bonus action. Oh, I think it counts as a bonus action. Booming blade.
Okay, it would be really fitting.
No, okay, so I just do this. I just do this as part of my action. What were you gonna say, Jordan?
It would be really fitting if midnight put people to sleep.
So I will do midnight, and then I will do booming blade.
It's not the midnight of sleep. It's the midnight of the void.
And so that is 19 damage.
Right.
And he can't move, or he'll get hurt. Yeah, 19's usually more than I hit with Eldritch Blast, so I'll take that.
I mean, yeah, it basically looks like it barely scratches him. Not that he's necessarily immune or resistant to your attacks. It's just like he's a god.
Much.
And so, yeah. So, yeah, he kind of just shrugs off your damage and looks at you and basically just says, because it's his turn next, he says, "How pathetic. I told you not to mess with me, Tepin, and yet you disobey me time and time again. Well, you will not disobey me again, because you will be dead." And then he is gonna...
I think it's probably not the best thing to run straight up to him, but Tepin's not thinking right now.
That's entirely fair. Let's see, what does he do?
And it also gives me an idea of what we're dealing with.
Yeah. So he has a big ol' Machaweetle, and he is going to... Oh, okay. He only has one attack. So, but
miss.
maybe that will be enough.
Dang it, that doesn't miss. But I can at least half the damage.
Sorry, that should be slashing, not bludgeoning.
It doesn't matter. I can use my uncanny dodge using my reaction to half the damage. Con save. Okay, so I'll do the 16 first.
Oh, God, save us all.
So con save?
Yes.
This
Nice.
I was worried about that.
There you go. Alrighty. So yeah, he does that, and slashes you across the chest or whatever with his Mockweedle, just like staring at you with absolute disgust. I'm gonna change some of this character sheet real quick because it's worded weirdly. And now it's the caretaker's turn. And he is going to say, "Your reign, Ah Tabai, is over, and it has been over for many, many years. It's time to put you down like a dog, like I should have when all of this started." And he is going to summon an illuminating and like a glowing Mockweedle himself.
Ooh.
And just fly straight towards the guy. Keep in mind he's still god-sized.
So is he like? What do you mean by god size as opposed to what they look like here?
They're large.
Okay, so I thought you were trying to say that they were bigger than they look like on the map. I wasn't sure.
No.
Okay.
As in, they don't look like they're not sized like regular people. They're sized like huge people.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, they take up more space.
Yeah, and he flies towards him, holding his glowing Mockweedle.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that more. That's a lot more than I did. He did more in one slashing hit than I did in my entire attack. But I'd expect that.
Yeah, so he's
I like that damage and I cannot lie. It's really hurting Ah Tabai.
Oh no. So,
Jordan, I love it. I love it.
Ah Tabai has a legendary action that he can make, and he is going to make it. And right before the next turn here, and at the end of another creature's turn. Yeah, so at the end of this turn, he is going to attack you again, Tepin. Yep, with his Mockweedle.
Dang it, he hits. Dang it, that really hurts. I gotta make
another con save.
I really gotta back up. Con save. Okay, I want to try and get some inspiration here, just because I need to get out of the way sooner than later. I think Tepin is thinking back to all the stories he heard about Ah Tabai, essentially as the great cat in the sky. As I was assuming something along those lines is probably what his race was taught. He was the great cat in the sky. He was the great protector. He probably even had a constellation that they had of him.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And he's just looking at him up and down, and he's just seeing the farce and everything that they had been taught was a lie. And he's like, and he's thinking back how essentially like he may have failed his tribe, but he will now make amends.
Basically avenge his tribe for being tricked for so long. Yeah.
Is that
cool?
Good?
Yeah. Do this with advantage.
Wait, I'm not close enough to Darius for it to matter either. No.
So you're stunned until the end of Ah Tabai's next turn.
What's stunned mean again?
Let's look. A stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, and can speak only falteringly. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws, and attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
I can't even attack? Great.
No. Yeah.
Do I get reactions?
You're incapacitated.
So no reaction?
So no.
Oh no.
They can't take actions or reactions, is what.
This is bad.
Mm-hmm. And then
Once again, Tepin is blinded by his rage.
it's true.
Or not not blinded, but okay, anyway. Wait, what is that? Oh no. Guys, I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
Tepin, they're your brethren. You must calm them and make them fight for us.
So there's these giant jaguar demon things just start bounding in to the room. I guess they're a giant, but human size.
Oh, that's like tar on them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they're dripping tar. And a bunch of them surround Darius, and the rest of them are starting to like bound into the room. But that was their entire turn.
That's a lot of them. There's so many.
Mm-hmm.
I am not feeling as good about this combat now.
Mm-hmm. So at the end of that turn, Tabai is going to take his other legendary action. I'm going to double check to see if
Wait, he gets
character has. No, the character doesn't have legendary action.
Oh, he gets legendary actions, but Caretaker doesn't.
No. We're in Ah Tabai's mind, my friends, not in the Caretakers. Let's see.
This is also his pre-Genasi state.
It's true, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's something he'll maybe do later, but for now, he's just gonna attack you again, Tepin. With advantage.
Dang it!
He got a 36.
This is bad. It's very, very bad. I can't take another hit. And I don't get my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do anything.
Sorry. I just skipped through, but it's Darius' turn. What are you going to do, Darius? You're surrounded by cats. Your worst nightmare. No, actually, you like cats. I forgot.
Maybe not after this.
I would like to tame the kitties. No. No, these are not normal kitties. They are tar kitties. Maybe if I was Tarius.
Hey, you were earlier.
Gosh.
All that tar coming out of your orifices?
Yep,
Tarius.
that's true. It was Darius, yeah.
Sorry, Caleb. That joke was horrible.
Oh, no.
I approve.
No.
I approve.
No.
I'm sorry. My humor really is the pits. This is payback for making me surrounded with tar demons.
Quick, take your turn before he kills you.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm actually trying to think of what would be the best. Is
Healing me would be nice.
Oh, you have some damage gone.
A lot of damage. To quote Jontron, that's a lot of damage.
Dang it! I wish I would have prepared that spell.
Look at this Darius. Such a lonely Darius. Surrounded by the kitties. About to be eaten. Nothing he can do but die. Such a sad little dwarf.
I know
He
that's
has
a
traveled
reference to something.
I don't know. I'm just I'm doing a voice.
It reminds me of Dexter's Lab for some reason.
That's kind of the voice I'm
That's not
doing.
what
Is
it
the
reminds
Dexter's
me
voice.
of, though. What it reminds me.
He has traveled across dimensions only to be eaten. Look at how mad these kitties are. So very mad.
Maybe I can engage their fight or flight, and they're already in fight, so maybe I can just redirect it to flight.
Mm-hmm. Use the hood?
Yeah, that seems like best option.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I dig it.
Do it. Do it. What's the save?
So
DC 15 wisdom save. Oh. I'm going to ignore all of those. Can't even see them anyway. Because they're in the GM layer. So I'm going to roll them again. I'm not even looking at them really. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like
frick.
4 of them make it. So
2 of them crit.
Left to right, top to bottom. This one saves. These 2 don't save. And the other 3. So only these 2 don't save.
So those 2 run. And they run. They run because that's much more fun.
Okay, cool. Is that like an action then?
That is an action. Action boy now. Action girl now. Power Rangers. And then let's see. Darius could heal the Tepin. How hurt is the Tepin?
Tepin is very hurt. He's at a 19 out of 94 after a single round of combat.
Wow.
Yup.
He's down to what?
19 out of 94.
Ah, yes. Okay, beautiful. I mean, you'll survive another turn. No, I'm kidding. Well, being that I can't actually get to you, cure wounds. I have to touch you, and it takes an action anyway.
I'm just hoping he misses his next hit, but it doesn't look like it probably won't matter. Dang it. I really needed my turn to slash him away from me. Because even if he misses, he has to miss his next 3 hits or he's going to take me down.
Yep. Given that he has a plus 17, probably not likely.
Plus 17? What? He has to crit fail to miss?
Pretty much.
I'm dead.
You were the one who charged him. The caretaker would have taken most of the heat from this guy if you hadn't done that.
It made sense for the character.
Oh, it totally did. It absolutely totally did, and I love it. But you may just end up dying in this weird dimension.
Well, it solves the issue of not knowing what to do with the ring.
Yeah.
hey, if he dies, then he doesn't have a host.
No, that's not how this works.
I mean, it's the ring itself that's like
the ring is the host.
the connection.
That's why we were trying to push
if someone
him out
else
of the ring.
gets the ring, yeah, then this could happen again.
Right, but then he won't. He still wouldn't have Tepin to.
But he still has the
bring
ring.
him around.
So he could probably talk someone else into getting warlock powers from him.
If they get the ring.
Yes. Is that what you're doing?
Figuring out what the best solution is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, dang it. I think I have an idea of how to keep Tepin alive.
Please do.
Although I'd have to really hope that he's like just absolutely not wise at all. Yeah, no. My thought was I could do compelled duel, so and if it succeeded, then he'd be more likely to come after me, and he'd have disadvantage if he tried to hit anyone other than me.
That could be very helpful right now.
But he has
I'm
to
not
make
sure.
a wisdom save.
It might also not help because he has, like I said, has to crit fail to miss.
Yeah, I know. My other options are 1, increase your AC by 2, or 2, heal you with Turn the Tide. And that healing wouldn't even be that much.
Yeah, I'd go for the AC over the healing. Because if he hits at all, like he's just going down.
Yeah.
But technically,
2 is not going to help too much.
it will help exactly too much.
I was trying to make that joke in the opposite way.
Uh-huh. But you failed.
Shield of Faith!
Nice.
We fought someone that had plus 17 to hit before?
Depends on what Arendira had. Let's see. Arendira only had a plus 12.
No wonder that was a surprise.
I don't think you have fought someone with plus 17 before, no.
That's what I was like, I could like, he'll miss eventually. I'm like, wait, what? Why? He's 17? Come to think of it, even if I had stayed back, he would have just charged me, and I think I'd be in the same problem.
No, he would have charged the caretaker.
I wish I had a yoink ability that I could grab my allies and pull them back without them.
Yoinketh.
I would like to yoink the kitty.
The Lord yeeteth and the Lord yoinketh away.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's my turn. Is I just Shield of Faith.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's it. That was an action. That's a bonus action. You can do something else.
He did
I
action.
used the fear thing.
For the fear.
Oh right, that was a while ago. I forgot about that.
Mhm. So at the end of your turn there, Darius, he uses his last legendary action to attack Tepin again.
How many free does he have?
He has 3. Oh, if he didn't have advantage, he would have missed.
Oh, right.
Yep.
So I'm down.
Yep. Yep, so just basically slaps you with the butt of it and just knocks you unconscious onto the ground. Almost like some flat, almost like he's swatting a fly. And Tepin, make a death save, I guess.
It's not my turn.
It is your
Yeah,
turn.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. No, I thought we skipped it. Sorry.
No.
Because you had to go back, so I thought we.
No.
No, he did the legendary action.
Yeah, that's why I was
my
getting
turn.
confused.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's one success.
All right. Well, one success. All right. Ah Tabai turns away from you, not even carried anymore, and he's going to attack the caretaker.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Makaweedle. Mm-hmm. He hits. Then they just go at it like two titans. Glowing and explosions and things. And the caretaker is going to make a con save. Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me?
He rolled a 2 and got that 14. Like, there was only like two. There's either 1 or 2 is the only way he could have failed that save. Oh no, he is stunned until the end of Ah Tabai's next turn. This is not good.
You think?
Yep.
Hey, you know what?
This is your fault for only doing deadly encounters.
You know what? If push comes to shove, darling, I know what we must do.
Exactly. So the caretaker does nothing, and at the end of the caretaker's turn, Ah Tabai hits him again.
I would not mind playing Adeline.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well, he missed that.
And he's no longer frozen. He's no longer stunned, at least.
Oh, it's true, yeah, because he went right before him. Yeah.
Too bad he doesn't have legendary actions. But he also hits harder than not, so.
All right. See you. Let's see. It is the Hellcat's turns, and so these two are gonna run away, run away. But the other ones are going to surround you, Darius. Actually, this one's gonna go over here. So they can all get advantage on you. And 8 claw attacks. Here they all go. So many dice.
4 hit.
Okay. Take that much slashing damage.
Which is really unfortunate because if I'd used the thing on myself, I wouldn't have gotten hit. By...
Sorry, Jordan.
Sorry, one of those was a crit, so ignore the last. No, I guess it would be this.
Oh wait, there's 8 claw attacks. So...
Wait, which one was a crit? I don't see a crit. Oh no, that one
right above. Yeah.
I just scrolled up.
They all have advantage. What's your AC again? 22?
22.
Okay, so 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hit, 5 hit, and then the crit. So I'll roll one more regular attack and then the crit, and then you're gonna roll your percentile chance to explode.
Great.
So another 11 and 19.
So roll a d100.
Yep.
Do they take damage if he explodes?
Yeah, obviously. Let's see. I think it's a 50% chance, right?
I thought it was less for some reason. I want to say 10, but I might be also thinking of something else. It hasn't been relevant in quite some time.
Yeah, let me look. Experimental clay plate. Yep, 50-50 chance. So that means that 30 is is a explosion. So fireball that does 46 damage.
You have resistance to fire, Jordan?
No.
Oh, I thought you did for some reason.
No, that's Alyssa.
I thought there was like a reason why you took less fire damage last week when the fireball hit. Maybe you're just out of range of it.
Let's see. What did we say? What's your DC for your spells, Darius?
My spell save DC?
Yeah.
18.
Okay, so
One makes it.
yeah, the bottom one, this one right here makes it. It only takes 6 damage. Actually, wait a second. They have resistance to fire.
Kidding me?
No, I am not. So that didn't really do a whole lot. But one more, if that happens again, then you'll get another cumulative -1 penalty to AC.
Yeah.
Caleb's killing us. Surprise.
Yeah, things look kind of bad.
I wouldn't expect anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we don't have the healer in the party. Tepin went down.
Yeah.
Tepin went down in the first round of combat. Yeah.
Because
Well.
Tevin was an idiot and charged the god.
It made sense for him as a
Oh,
character.
it totally does. I'm just saying, this is the reason why this
I
happened.
say you didn't bonus action disengage and book it out of there after you stabbed him?
I
Who
can't.
are you?
I've used all my movement.
Yeah,
Oh, well, then that's
far
your
enough away.
fault. Like,
exactly. That's what I keep telling him. All right, so after that turn, Ah Tabai does another legendary action and hits the caretaker. .32 slashing. And caretaker's gonna do a save. And he succeeds. And it is Darius' turn.
Darius heals. Because then I can get out of the way. I have my items,
I
right?
don't have a way to heal you unless you can hear Turn the Tide. I have to touch you otherwise.
Yeah. Did you get that damage, Jordan?
I'm still writing it down.
Okay.
The 32 slashing went to the caretaker, right? Or it went to... Okay. There was a lot of damage I had to calculate, so...
Yeah. Oh, wow. You are not looking so hot there yourself, Darius.
Yeah, I took 87 damage in that one turn.
Oh, my gosh.
Did Darius just, like, slit his throat? No, I'm kidding.
What?
It's just like, I'm, abort mission, just...
I mean, Darius, you're kind of in control here. You could do that. You don't... I don't know if you... I don't know if you know the effects that would have, but you could.
I was actually wondering... Oh, hey.
Wheels are spinning. I see wheels spinning.
So, Caleb, you mentioned that I might be able to move things between... I might be able to think about cycles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the cats being on this cycle.
Yeah. Sure, man. That's a charisma check, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to use my inspiration from last session. It's like our best option, so let's just...
Yeah, it is.
Nope. Sucks to suck.
So I think something happens.
They turn inside out.
he gets
No,
transported
they're
with
cats.
them.
Yeah, I think that's probably it.
But
But
that doesn't make
this-
sense because then
That doesn't make
this
any
whole-
sense. Because this is happening
with Darius as a conduit. So if Darius leaves, then the whole thing just goes.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm interested in exploring that option.
So
Honestly,
you know what? I think it fails because these aren't really real, right? None of this is happening right now is technically even real. So like you transporting these figments of Ah Tabai's imagination that are attacking you doesn't really accomplish anything. And I think that's what you learn from that 16. Basically, is like it won't work because these Hellcats don't really exist.
What is this, the Matrix?
But that does bring into question, like, is there some way to bypass the fact that they're, like, can you just, like, imagine them away, right?
Or
like,
can I just imagine that I have max health?
I like this.
Like,
wasn't there a time where Darius had the ability to just, like, wish things into existence?
Yeah.
What was that?
Like, well, that's kind of what I was trying to do.
Because we were in Darius's, like, weird dream fantasy thing way back when.
So, am I essentially Neo right now? Is that what's going on here?
To save the world.
So I think basically that 16 means for you, like, you tried doing it one way and it didn't work, but now you realize that, like, wait a second, you might have more control over what's happening here than you thought. But not by playing along with the illusion, but rather, like, convincing yourself this is an illusion. I can mess with it, right? You need to convince yourself that you're lucid dreaming, right?
So can I convince myself that I can get a second action? Can I use my bonus action to give myself a second?
I'll let you make a very difficult roll. If you want.
We need it.
I mean, it's either that or I try to use Turn the Tide, heal myself a little time. Actually, no. I do have one other option.
Mm-hmm.
I could technically use... Wait a second. Okay, so each of those cats get 2 attacks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I could use a potion. No, I can't. Because that takes an action to use a potion?
Yeah, takes an action.
So I can either use Turn the Tide to heal myself a little tiny bit and hopefully heal Tepin. Which, considering I just took 87 damage last turn, I don't think Turn the Tide is going to help too terribly much. But it could heal me for just the amount that I need. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can try to get a second action so I can try to finagle something. What would Darius do at a time like this? I wish I had a Darius puppet. I know this is random, but I just want to consult a Darius puppet.
What would you do, my friend?
I'd like to use Stone Cutting. No, yeah, I'm just gonna use Turn the Tide. I think it's a lame thing, but it just seems
It might save Tepin from dying. So
maybe if he hears it.
Yeah.
So
go ahead and make a perception check, Tepin.
At least I have a +7 to perception.
well, of course.
I'm trying to think of what I could do to possibly make this better for me.
Use inspiration.
That's what I'm trying to think of. I already gave one idea, so I'm trying to think of something else.
What is like? When did what was Tepin's first experience learning about?
We already went over that. I've talked about that before.
About the god of death.
Yeah, I've talked about that before. How his dad brought him to the temple and showed him the ring. Okay, I want to give a story thing that might not work completely. I want to say as Tepin goes down, he's having in the near-death experience, he's having a dream of him talking with his father.
Sure. Yeah.
And he's going around there talking about Ah Tabai and everything. Maybe he's having a flashback to one of the times where his dad was teaching him a ritual about
Dad, Ah Tabai's a jerk.
And all of a sudden Tepin's realizing something's not right, something feels wrong, and then maybe through he looks to his dad, and his dad starts saying the things that Darius is actually saying for the healing word. So
sure,
is that good enough?
Sure.
Whoa, 24.
All right. Yep.
So I get 6 hit points.
Yes, you do.
But that's enough to get up and run away. And if I can get to my hit points, there we go.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm still down, but
it is your turn now.
Yes.
But wait, at the end of Darius's turn, it's Ah Tabai's legendary action. It's the last one he can make. And he's going to do it on the caretaker, obviously.
Oh.
He still hit.
Caretaker,
right.
What's with your AC, bro?
Do you see him? He's not even wearing a shirt.
So neither does
So he's a god.
Well, he's not though.
Oh.
Neither is Ah Tabai.
Technically, neither is Ah Tabai at this point. Yeah.
I feel like Darius is actually probably the closest here.
You're not wrong. Hey, wait a second. Did the whole fear thing affect? Oh, he's probably not close enough. It wouldn't have affected Ah Tabai.
No, I already checked that. Yeah, he was 5 feet away from the radius. All right. Yeah, Tepin, your turn.
Okay, I am going to use my feline agility. How much does it take to get up? Does it take movement?
Half
movement.
Half normal movement?
Half of your movement.
But here's my question.
It's always the way it works for some reason. Yeah.
Because I was going to say, if you use half my normal, because I can use my feline agility to... So it'd be half that. So no matter what, I am only moving 30 feet. So I'm going to use my feline agility. So I move it up to 60 feet. So it's only 30 feet. Which is kind of dumb, but whatever. Huh?
Is there an action to do that? What is
feline agility?
There? What does it say?
Says your free reflexes and agility move. What the heck did I copy this wrong? Says your reflexes and agility allow you to move with a burst of speed. When you move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of turn. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you move 0 feet one of your turns.
Okay. Yeah, I was double checking to see if you could choose to do it after you stood up, but it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like as soon as you start to move, which would include the half movement of standing up. Yeah. So you take 30 feet of movement to stand up, and then you can move 30 feet.
So I'm gonna run 30 feet away.
Yep.
Disengage.
Disengage is a bonus action.
With my cunning action.
Yep.
How far away could I move? Move turn order. So I could move.
This is a pillar, by the way.
What is?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why they did that.
Okay. As Darius sees Tepin getting up and moving, he's like, "Well, I'm glad that trick still works."
So I'm gonna run.
Except no, it's not. These are pillars. This is a bowl, like a big old like sacrificial bowl or something.
Oh,
But it's
interesting.
still there.
Get in the
and so they
bowl
can't
and
really
pretend
stand
to
on
be
top of
soup. It works every time.
I'd like to
don't know how
roll a
often
deception
I feel
Tepin
like
has
that's a
tried
Twitter
this.
quote right there.
I'll post it later. Anyway, I'm going to move.
I'm not proficient with deception, but I'll still roll it.
Is this a pillar right here? In the area right here?
Sorry, let me look. That's a pillar, yeah.
I think I'll move over by the pillar. With my action, I know I have a. I thought I had a better healing potion. Do I not? I only have a normal healing potion. Wait a second. Oh, that was a save. Never mind. Well, dang it. How much is a normal healing potion?
Not very much.
Normal healing potion is not that much, yeah.
Is it 1d4 plus 2?
I
Or is
think
it
it's
2d-
1d4 plus
or is it
4
2d4
or
plus
something
2?
like that. Let me look. Healing, healing, healing.
Because if it's just that much, I might do some.
2d4 plus 2.
That's an average of 7. 7's not going to save me.
No.
I think I'm going to
If
do
anything,
something.
doing damage is
That's what I was going to say. I think he's going to get up, and he's
like,
going
push him away, and then he can get a
because then I can get more distance. Is this like an edge right there, or
This
is
is
that
a
a wall behind him?
Yeah. Yep.
So
So
it's
you can't. You just push him into a wall. Yeah.
unless I move here, would that push him sort of a bit?
You would push him like to here to like this square.
Well, if I hit him 3 times, because that would be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I get that it would move him
Yeah.
less because
Sure.
it's not okay.
Yeah, but you could slide him against the wall a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so I will then aim at him.
Hey,
3
why are
Eldritch,
you only 1 square away?
because I'm gonna move 3 Eldritch blasts while I'm moving away.
Why don't you like move so that way you're facing like away from him, and then you can actually
'Cause-
push him out of the way?
Because then I could hit him with an attack of opportunity potentially.
No, but the idea, right, is that you would hit him, and then, well,
Basically, this way, what
Yeah.
he's trying to do is get attack of opportunity for both him and the caretaker if he does it enough.
okay, I see.
So-
And if I do, and also if I hit him with the crit, I can heal. That's the main thing. It's unlikely, but it's not. I don't have a lot going for me. So,
Hey, you're a
I
cat.
mean, actually, could I get an attack of opportunity? Wait, so if I, which is going to be better?
I mean, moving him even like that will give you an attack of opportunity.
But it won't give the caretaker an attack of opportunity.
No.
So I'm wondering if it's
And
it's probably better for the caretaker to get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. That's the thing. Even if you moved him 3 squares over, like you'd probably do if you were doing the kind of like angled
Yeah,
Eldritch
I'll just
Blast.
Yeah,
I'll
and
just move-
that's I think what I was getting at earlier. Was
Okay,
I was
I'll
like,
just-
I think it's just better if the
I'll move
caretaker
the full.
gets.
I'll move the full distance and then 3 Eldritch Blasts.
I mean, honestly, you could just move here
Hmm?
and then both get it.
Move where?
You could just
Oh yeah.
Move here,
move like move like there. Right?
and then I could move one more afterwards. It would just be. It's getting just a little close for my comfort, but
But then you move him like plenty over
Yeah.
here and then you end the caretaker.
if I hit him,
True. Yeah. You could miss.
well, let's just try it though.
The 23 hits.
It's at least once. 7, and that's plus. That's
How
wait,
far? 10 feet?
10 feet. That's why is this missing again? That's plus 5.
So 12.
Wait, plus 5.
Is he technically adjacent to, like, is he technically flanking with the caretaker where he was?
Not with Eldritch Blast. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
It's,
Um,
but no.
He'd have to do
yes.
one.
Yes, he would have to be. Yeah, he would. Because technically the caretaker occupies this space.
I don't think it matters for Eldritch Blast, does it? I don't know.
No, because that would mean this would be a flanking.
Yeah.
No, but it is flanking because he's also occupying this space. Yeah.
But so it still does it then? So
yes. Well, so the Eldritch Blast do you get?
It's an attack. Let me read it again.
Do you normally get disadvantage when you're like right up against someone with Eldritch Blast?
No.
Though? Okay.
Because it's a ranged attack, but it's an attack. Well, let me read it. So, being of crackling energy streaks towards a creature to make a range. It is ranged to spell attack against the target.
Here, let me look at this ranged attacks.
Wait, this is something I haven't done really in that sense. So usually I'm further away when I'm hitting them with Eldritch Blast.
Aiming a ranged attack is more difficult when a foe is next to you. When you make a ranged attack with a weapon, a spell, or some other means, you have disadvantage on the attack roll if you're within 5 feet of a hostile creature who can see you and who isn't incapacitated. Yes.
So in that case, I really don't want to be next to him.
But yeah, you could be right there. You wouldn't get an attack of opportunity, but...
Then I'm not sure it's worth it. It's worth it more to be further away. That was my point.
Yeah.
So I would be right here then. And that would be 12 then. Let me see. It should be adding that. I could have sworn I already fixed this.
Okay, so you push him over here. The caretaker doesn't get anything extra there, but you do 12 damage.
I'm at least getting away.
Okay, hold on. Is this thing, this skull, like, is this like a legitimately really big thing?
Yes.
Okay, so,
he's like smashed up against it right now, basically.
So
this one over here.
Tepin can only go, he can go 30 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if he like did it here and then moved down, would he be able to like be hiding kind of from him in case he's like, I don't like you for making me go back, and tries to retaliate?
That's actually a good point. If he does something ranged, he hasn't shown he has range yet. But if I did something here, then he at least doesn't have direct line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
makes sense to me.
Okay. Well, I'm up.
All right. Well, it is Ah Tabai's turn.
You said, "Well, I'm up," and I was thinking of the Snapchat thing with the banana and the bed, which sounds really odd out of context.
So technically, I think it doesn't matter because he occupies this square, and a direct line is still like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, either way, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't.
Yeah. Unfortunately for you, he does have a ranged attack, and he does hit you with it. So let's see.
Does he have disadvantage though on ranged attacks if somebody's right next to him?
No, I don't think so. Wait, yes? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because I never do ranged attacks whenever like enemies are next to me.
Yeah, but he's vindictive, so he's gonna attack you. And he is going to he summons a bolt of pure fire in his hands, and then hurls it at you like Zeus.
Wait a second. This might. Wait, where is it? No, it's as if he's hidden from me. Fun.
Oof.
Yeah, that hits. And I'm down again.
26 fire damage.
Technically 13, but technically doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's his turn, though. And it's the caretaker's turn.
Now the caretaker gets a turn.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Go, caretaker, go.
Wait, did the caretaker get healed when you did that roll earlier?
He wasn't anywhere near half.
Oh, okay.
At that point. But let me look at this. Trying to decide what he would do, because technically the caretaker has healing abilities. No, I think he's just gonna attack.
Yeah.
Ah Tabai.
Yeah.
Well, that 13 obviously doesn't hit. But actually, he misses both of those attacks. That's fun. So wasted a turn.
He misses both?
Yep. Got a 20 and a 13.
Wait, I've hit him with...
No.
I thought I hit him with less.
No, you hit him with that 23.
I thought earlier I hit him with less.
I don't think so. Double check, though.
No, man, that was a 24.
Yep. All right, at the end of the caretaker's turn, he uses his legendary action, Ah Tabai does, to attack caretaker again. Hits,
I thought he was
obviously.
out of legendary actions.
It always it resets at the beginning of every turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why does Ah Tabai have plus 17, but Xblanque only has plus 12?
Because the caretaker just came from the soul realm after being tortured in agony for however long.
Also, whenever they had their fight initially, there was all like...
Ah Tabai was a god and caretaker was not.
Yeah. Not even Velocity at
It
that
was in
point.
strength of arms and the fact that they were like basically him and his siblings were high level adventurers at that point. So he's gonna make a con save to this stun thing, and he succeeds just barely. He's rolling really badly on those.
He's
And then
rolled
it's the
really
Hellcat's
badly
turn.
in general.
It's very true. All right, it's the Hellcat's turns, and they are going to attack you, Darius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh my goodness.
They all have advantage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits.
Well, we're dead.
However much that is.
Calculator.
I think that's 56.
58.
58. Yeah, you're right. 58.
You down then?
Yeah, by like 10 points.
So when he goes down, how does this hold up?
I mean, as of right now, it's just basically Darius is like not in control anymore, sort of thing, right? Like he's not. If he dies, then the whole thing collapses, obviously. But okay. So at the end of that turn, Ah Tabai is going to make another legendary action. And hits. All right. And then Darius, you can make your death save.
All right, who wants to start taking bets as to whether or not this is going to be a crit one?
No.
No takers?
Success.
Oh, I would have lost that bet for once.
All right.
Last
the
time
end
I
of-
said it's going to be a crit one, it was.
And then at the end of that turn, Ah Tabai makes his last legendary action for the round. And hits for 27. Oh, this is looking very, very bad.
I'm not sure this would have been better if I hadn't charged him.
Yeah, you're kind of right there.
Even if I hadn't charged him, we would have been dealing with the giant cat demons. Not
Yeah.
Tabai would still be getting his butt kicked.
mhm.
But I wouldn't have gotten
You mean the
down so
caretaker?
quickly, and I might have had
Yes,
a
sir.
chance to
Yeah.
change things.
Well, no,
Tepin?
but I would still been trying to handle. I would have been trying to help you, and
Yeah.
they would have been started going after me, and then it would have been the same problem.
No, but there would have been less people after me, so I wouldn't be down as
Potentially.
quickly.
Yeah.
And I probably would.
It could have been different, but maybe not drastically
Yeah.
different.
Well, even if
Barely.
I had one more turn, it's possible that.
All right. And then it's Ah Tabai's actual turn. And Ah Tabai just makes his attack. And he hits. And the caretaker goes down. Wow. That went
So
great.
we're all down.
Uh-huh. Let's see. I'm trying to think of how... Okay, well, it's the caretaker's turn next, so he's just going to go ahead and make his death save. So, success. Honestly, I don't know if the Hellcats really do anything. Like, they're not going to, like, just savage you while you're down exactly.
They just like turn and wait for orders, sort of.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Like, they just, turn to Ah Tabai. And I think basically... Yeah, let's just keep doing turn order for right now. Darius, go ahead and make your death save.
Okay. What happened to Willow? Was Willow going to be doing something?
Oh, she was going to power up your Mach Weedle again.
Okay.
That never
But
happened.
I don't think that ever even came into play, so...
Yeah.
Oh.
There it is.
All right, 2 fails. Tepin.
That's a fail for me.
So, Ah Tabai, it's his turn. He...
It's the shortest session of Terra Nullius yet.
I think Ah Tabai... What does he want to try to do? So he could just try to, like, end the caretaker right now. That's one thing I could see him trying to do. He could also, like, talk to one of your minds directly. That's also a thing I could see him doing right now and just, like, gloating. You know what? I think I'm going to choose that option. I think you hear in your mind, Tepin, I always told you it would come down to this. Are you willing to bend to me now? I can still give you one more chance, Tepin.
What would Tepin do here?
Deception.
I mean, honestly, that's the best option I have. Because I don't have anything else to do. But even if I come back up and pretend, I don't know what I do either.
Yeah, I think this is Ah Tabai's offer to you. I think he says, this is your last chance, Tepin, and then I will destroy you and Darius and the caretaker forever. I give you one chance. If you come back to me as a wayward child, I will restore your powers, increase them even.
I think
and Darius will live.
I was actually about to say, only if you save my friend.
Yeah, and then he says, like, as long as you pretend that this worked.
Oof.
We can still do great things together, Tepin.
Well, Tepin has to agree because I don't want Darius to die.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping he would try to talk to my mind instead.
I mean, honestly, Darius, make a charisma save real quick. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically...
That's a lot of crit fails.
You could have forced yourself in on this conversation, but your mind is still just, like, reeling from all the agony of being in this state and all the other stuff, so you're not able to do so. So yeah, Tepin, what do you say?
Do I say what I'm thinking? So wait, does the one guy not want to use Darius as a conduit anymore? Like, what's the deal with that?
I mean, that's what he's doing. That's literally what he's saying. He's saying, I can come through right now. I've defeated the caretaker. I've defeated Darius. I can come through.
How would this coming through work in this case?
Oh yeah, that's fair.
It's like,
I mean, okay, so basically what it is okay, I'm gonna make a deception check for him because actually this is kind of what's happening. Make an insight check in opposition to this. Oh gosh, he got such a good roll there.
I have to crit. There's no way. Wait, no, there's no way. I have to crit.
So he's lying to you. Basically, what's actually gonna happen is he will become you. Seth, do you want to play Ah Tabai?
Oh, hi, Calvitas.
So basically, he's lying to you. He's saying like, I will make you the greatest warlock who's ever lived. And basically, what he means by that is, I'm going to destroy your soul and become you.
Destroy it entirely?
Pretty much. Like because this is the thing, right? Like, this is Ah Tabai trying to regain his. Okay, this is Ah Tabai's trapped soul. He is going to use your mind and your body to synthesize a new person for himself.
Wait a second.
So your soul
Can I
will be
suggest
destroyed.
something different?
Yeah.
They're swapped.
What do you
Tepin
mean?
stays in the ring now.
Oh, yeah.
Because this
Oh,
gives
of
the
course.
possibility for at least something to happen with Tepin.
Yeah, no, of course. That's actually, that's
so
totally how it works.
literally, Calvitas again.
Yeah, it is Calvitas again.
Well,
I mean, it's a
great.
theme.
Because the thing is, Darius knows about Thrae, and if he can get it, he will find Tepin in it, and the first thing Tepin will say is, "Kill me."
Yeah.
And because if they do that, Ah Tabai has nowhere to go. Because you can't
No, yeah. If you kill Tepin's body,
Mhm.
he will just Ah Tabai will die.
Mhm.
And his soul will go to the afterlife or whatever, to the soul realm, and Tepin's body will die. Tepin's soul will remain in the ring.
Because here's the thing. Darius is familiar with enough with this that he might be able to catch on.
Yeah.
And that is currently because wait, does Tepin know that?
Tepin doesn't know that.
Did we talk about Calvitas at one point?
I don't think so.
Darius never mentioned Calvitas.
Okay, I thought we had talked about something. Maybe it was just you talked about.
You guys bonded
Xblanque.
and stuff, but I don't think you ever mentioned Calvitas.
I don't think Darius.
So.
No.
I don't think you mentioned that you were once taken over by your ancestor, and
Yeah, I mean, it's just not something polite to bring up in conversation. You know?
I think then, well, while Tepin doesn't know that, I think like as since everyone else knows it, I think it is the best option.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tepin just gives up. Because he's like at this point, like at least this way Darius can live.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is he stuck in here with Xblanque then?
Darius? No.
No. Is Tepin stuck in here with Xblanque?
Oh, Tepin? No. Xblanque just goes back to the soul realm.
Okay,
Basically, is
where
what happens. Yeah, he goes back to the soul realm, and Tepin goes into the ring. And that's what happens.
Oh.
So this whole reality collapses. Darius recombines, and Tepin is standing there completely fine. Darius, you and Tepin are you're standing in the jungle clearing, and it looked like it worked somehow. He's here.
Darius,
And honestly, Darius, I think it's like your mind is fuzzy, right? Because of all the agony and all that stuff. You're like, I think I remember going down, but like, I guess we still won,
yeah.
right?
So like Darius like gets up and he's like, did it work? What? I don't know what happened after I went down.
It worked. And Tepin just walks away. I don't know.
I feel like that's a deception check,
Yeah.
and like
Please, for all the times that I could crit fail. Dang it.
No.
Do I get a plus 17 in my attack now?
Say, wait, are you rolling Tepin's stats or are you rolling Ah Tabai's stats?
I don't know if there's a
I feel like you. Well, I feel like you'd roll out the.
No, because what happened? Literally, it's Tepin's body and Tepin's mind with Ah Tabai's soul.
Well, they're also fairly close in that sense, anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's maybe a
Deception,
little.
but what's it against?
Insight. Your insight.
My insight?
Mm-hmm.
Because Darius is just ever so insightful. And can I have advantage against this since I know what it's like to have like the switch happen? And I know what to look for.
Yeah. I think that's good enough for advantage, yeah.
Okay.
Please, crit.
Get...
Dang it!
Good ol' 8.
And I think Darius is like, can I talk to him?
No, he walked away. So, talk to who?
Tepin walked away when you said, yeah, he meant like talk to Xblanque.
Yeah. Yeah, but like he wouldn't just like instantly be.
I mean, you're saying that basically as Tepin is like walking away.
Yeah.
An easy way to get out of this, Tepin, is to just be like, oh, that's not how it works, right?
Yeah,
like
so you say like that's
only
not how
I
this
can.
works. That's not how this works. Well, I failed completely.
Well, that's not how this works. Let's see.
The thing is, the way that I want to rule this is that deception rides. So any lies he tells about this this aspect of everything, unless the situation changes drastically, you're going to believe what he says.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do you do?
I mean,
For the first time, I want my character to die. Dang it.
don't worry, Caleb's good at that.
Yep.
The thing is, like, Tepin, do you walk back to camp?
I don't know where he walks.
Yeah,
Where would Ah Tabai walk?
Yeah.
You make it up. Extrapolate based on what I have done with Ah Tabai so far, and
I don't really
this
know.
is the thing. This is still Tepin's mind and personality. It's just being overlaid by the deepest, truest desires of Ah Tabai.
What?
Right?
Here's my question. I don't remember what exactly was Ah Tabai's deal. He wanted to get back into the
Ah
real
Tabai
world.
just wanted to live.
He just
That's
wanted to
really
live?
his. Right? Yeah.
He didn't want
pretty
anything
much.
else.
I mean, if he became.
What's
you know
my
what, yeah.
motivation?
Right.
Like seriously,
Once more with feeling.
Tepin wanted to get revenge on the Seven Serpents. What? Like, Ah Tabai's back. What do you freaking
Ah
do?
Tabai's main goal was live again. Now that he's alive, I think he might be like pretty lost. Like,
He's like,
I don't know. I got to figure out what I want now.
I feel like he'd want something. I don't know.
If he wanted,
like, what did he want to do
Yeah.
when he got back besides just live? Was it?
he wants to be
God
whole
again?
again, right? Like that was the main thing for him is be whole again. And now he has a body, he has a mind, and he has a soul. I guess. I mean, he doesn't. Okay, so the one thing that I know about Ah Tabai is he doesn't necessarily want to become a god again. That's not necessarily what he wants. I think his stint as god taught him a lot of things, and he's not sure he would go back to that job. It carried way too many responsibilities, probably.
Wait a second. I just realized something. So technically, Tepin's patron is now himself. He is his own patron. That is just weird.
Wait.
Basically, what's happening is Tepin's power comes. I mean, because this is where it came from all along. It comes from the after image of an ascended and then dead god, right? Like whatever remnant of power remains in a god's soul that has died, that is what you draw your power from, and that's what you drew your power from before. It's just now it's your own soul instead of.
I think it's kind of funny now that he is his own patron.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, I think so. One thing, just to give a little bit of flavor for Ah Tabai too, is that he's been using his servants like Chalmer, Balaam, the Hellcats, right, to get himself back. the Hellcats and like Balam and Chalmer basically think like, oh, when he gets back, he's gonna like lead us all to glory and we're gonna become the sorts of a new god of death or whatever. Ah Tabai has been lying to them the entire time. He just wanted to live again. He literally could care less about those people. Like he's like, I'm not gonna lead you in some glorious like, we're not gonna take over anything. I just wanted to live. Like that's literally as simple as it was for Ah Tabai. Like,
is it one of those things where he just like went so crazy in the ring, like being stuck in there, that he was just like, I just want to be out.
Yes,
basically.
And maybe Ah Tabai can
That
find
kind of
something.
makes it sound like this is a tragic story rather than like an evil dude.
I know. This is kind of what I'm thinking too. I'm like, maybe this isn't so bad.
Yeah, and honestly, like I think that's his main motivation, right? Is just like he wanted to get out so bad, and now that he is out, he really doesn't want to be some sort of like, and maybe he will shortly realize like, oh yeah, I need power, I need like control over something, but he's had that before, and it all gloriously backfired.
It's like a Solomon, like vain, everything's in vain.
Yes, it's like there you go. Tepin, what's it called? Ecclesiastes is your motivation right now.
Just find a purpose. This is actually a little more interesting than what I had going
just, like,
with
do
Tepin.
Evil things. I like this a lot more.
Tepin's whole goal was to get back at the Seven Serpents, and I went with that from the get go. The problem was the Seven Serpents is kind of like hard to really go towards. So now I'm like, find purpose. This is something I can role play a little easier. This actually might end up.
Atubai's main goal is to get back at the fire people.
Well, he kind of just did that though. He got back at the
kind of, but I mean, like, we're colonizing this area.
He certainly doesn't like the Genasi.
He's just like,
yeah, he would be better.
I think he's just like, yeah, let's colonize the Genasi and get revenge on like them colonizing us.
Honestly, yeah, I think Ah Tabai would be like, I'll just take advantage of whatever situation I find myself in and just live a good life now. Just I don't need like to rule a kingdom or whatever, but because I'm a giant, like I'm a powerful sorcerer, right? Like I don't really need to like rule anything. I can just be my own person, be independent. And I think that's mainly his thing, right? Is like he doesn't want to be a god because that involved him being responsible for something, right? Even when he was an evil god, he still had like followers and stuff and like agendas and whatnot. I think at this point he's just like, I want to live life. I want to experience life again. And maybe I'll find a purpose. Maybe I won't. But I just need something else than I had.
I think that what he does is he goes back to the camp, sits in front of the fire, and feels warmth for the first time in generations.
I mean, you're in the jungle, so you
was it like still morning though? Wasn't it still early morning?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's the jungle.
It's always warm. It's humid.
It's always kind of warm.
That's true. I thought we'd done campfires before.
I mean, maybe you are to cook food, but yeah, just the sensation of fire.
Maybe,
right?
maybe not that. Then I have something better he could do.
Go to the river, right?
He goes to the river.
Yeah.
Goes to the river. Takes off his ring of water, takes off the ring of water walking, and walks into the water and just kind of feels.
Yeah.
Dang, this is kind of interesting.
What's so honestly still horrific about this though is the fact that Ah Tabai has used the tabaxi for so very long, and now he is one. But it's like, it's not like he's gonna like learn how to be a tabaxi and appreciate them. He's literally like appropriating not just your culture, but you, right? For his own purposes. Like it's the ultimate racism that he has just committed on you.
Ultimate slavery.
Exactly, yeah.
And Tepin is sitting in the ring, miserable.
Yep. Guys, what if we don't tell Emily that this happened?
No, we can't, because it's going to be in my goals.
That's true.
You could just have secret goals.
You've had secret goals before.
No,
I think it would be I actually think it would be too hard to keep that. Because Emily would ask us what happened, and then we'd all just lie to her, or like what?
Well, she can just she's gonna watch this eventually.
No, she won't. She's gonna watch these back.
Oh,
she doesn't.
Not really.
No.
Well, if she does watch it,
I wish we could pull that off. That'd be fun.
Well, that's it then.
Arie, what are you up to?
That's a great question. Okay, first the easy thing. I think I'm gonna try to like cover our tracks a little bit. So that way Samuel...
Yeah, so I had a thought about that. So I think it would less be covering your tracks because they kind of know where you're going.
Right.
It would more like be give them a false trail to follow, right?
Okay.
Make them think that you change direction to go after something else, right?
Okay.
That would be the trick you'd probably have to try to play.
Sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so survival roll.
Yes, indeed.
26.
26. Well, I'll make a survival roll for Samuel, but I'm gonna make that off screen. So you'll find out when they do or do not show up, whether or not you succeeded.
Well,
but
I need to know if I like for my goal?
That's entirely fair. Yeah, at the very least, we can know if you could succeeded in the short term. Let's grab Samuel's character sheet here. I forgot you had a goal on that.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Survival. Nope. There you go.
Tricked ya.
Yep. Samuel and Sabu think you have gone in some other direction. Where do you send them? I'll go to that.
Yeah, go back to the map. Ooh, do I just want to send them to like where all the undead are going up north?
You could.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Then they might show up in Adeline's story.
Right. Well, because we're planning going south, possibly. That was the original idea.
Going to Navarro and then going south, yeah.
Right. So I think I would just logically, I think I'd have them go north.
Yeah.
Because
sense.
I don't think that they would think that we'd go back.
Yeah.
That would seem counterintuitive, but going up north, I think might make sense.
Yeah, I'm done with that. That makes sense to me. Cool.
Yay.
Awesome.
Good job, Arie. And that was at disadvantage, too, because I'm technically rolling at disadvantage still.
Nice.
I have 2 levels of exhaustion still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you have anything else you wanted to do?
Only other thing I can think of is like try to find a way to be with Miggy. But I'm like, I feel like Arie at this point, right? She's been writing in the journal now for a couple days.
Yeah.
And he hasn't written back. For obvious reasons, he's busy. And he just doesn't want, he's like, no, we can't do that.
He's decided not to.
He's decided not to. I feel like Arie would possibly ask Darius or Raya if like they've heard from him. Like if they're talking to him.
You asking who?
Darius or Raya.
Okay.
Like if they've heard.
We'd go to Darius first because
obviously. So and just be like, so after this whole thing happens, like Tepin probably like walks by Arie and whatnot, and she's just like, okay, no idea what's going on.
You don't even know that anything happened, right?
You know what's kind of interesting, guys. I just realized Tepin probably doesn't mind that. Like Ah Tabai probably doesn't mind that he just became a lot less powerful because in that sense he's immortal. He's like he can't have responsibility because he can't handle it. Yeah. So he's like he feels like Stillman. I just thought of that. So.
No, yeah, he feels freer now than when he was immortal. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I just like go up to Darius and like ask like, so I don't know how Arie would start it. Like I think she'd be like really awkward about it.
Yeah.
As usual.
As she is with most social situations.
I mean, but especially like about this, like especially about like Miggy. She'd just be like, so I'm just curious, have you heard from Miguel at all?
What is Darius's deception? No.
I mean, you can lie.
You technically haven't recently.
I haven't recently, but I mean,
but you have since the last time she asked you.
I haven't
No,
asked
she-
him
no,
if
no,
he.
she
Right.
asked-
Exactly. That's
She
the
had,
point.
she,
Yeah.
she said, "Have I talked to him at all?"
Yeah.
I haven't asked
Oh.
him because
Yeah.
last time he contacted me,
I
I
know.
actually.
I was
yeah.
making a joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Daria says, "Rarely. I mostly hear from Willow."
But he has talked to you.
I mean, I knew this was going to happen eventually. I'm trying to remember like things specifically that he's talking. Oh, I mean, just to like warn me and stuff, right?
He just said, "Don't tell her about the ring." That's all he said.
Well, yeah. No. But I mean, like, he's told, like, Miggy has told me, like, when he has contacted me, it's mostly to warn me. So yeah, Darius just says, yes, like, a couple of times. They are very rare,
Sorry.
brief moments.
I mean, I think she's just like, okay.
And Darius,
I mean, I think you can tell that Arie's like, and he hasn't tried to talk to me.
yeah, and I think Darius kind of picks up on that, and he says, "No, I knew you'd ask eventually. The last time I heard from, no, not the last time I heard from them. The last time I heard from either of them, he was extraordinarily preoccupied. Willow had to talk to me. He's, well, I get power from him, and he doesn't even have time to talk to me. He signs my paychecks, and he barely has time to sign."
Yeah.
That's basically
How's the wife? How's the kids? All right. Yep. Goodbye.
Darius with a wife or kids. That's funny.
It was the joke because it was the whole paycheck.
Yeah, I
thing.
know.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think, like, what.
How's the wife? How's the kids? Both dead. Still.
Well, on that note,
Everybody reacted so extremely.
still dead, boss.
It's like, that's
Oh,
great,
good,
honey.
good, yeah.
Take
right,
the check.
exactly. He doesn't pay attention. Yeah.
I seriously feel like I've heard that in a movie. I don't remember what movie.
Probably, yeah.
Probably at some point. I'm just trying to think, like, what role Arie could make here, like, to, like, reach towards her goal of find a way to be with Miggy, like, because, like, kind of
Yeah.
what she's trying to get at is, like, I know he's busy. I get that he's a busy man. But, like, with all of his immense godlike power,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm positive, just because I know Miggy, that he's probably thought about the same thing as me.
Yeah.
And if he did find a way, would he even tell me? That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, if he had found a way, like, he'd probably know the consequences of what would happen, and wouldn't tell me for those reasons. So I'm, like, trying to, like, convince him to, like, start a dialogue with me to, like, help me with this search, but I don't know how to go about doing that, though. That's the thing.
Darius is probably your key to that. So one way you could attempt to go about doing this, like for goal purposes, would be to persuade Darius to help you.
Okay.
Right? Because correct me if I'm wrong, Jordan, but I don't know if Darius would just immediately be like, "Yeah, I'll help you get back with Miggy," because he'd be like, "I don't know if that's a good idea. Like, seems kind of unhealthy."
Well, okay.
But
first off, I want Darius would want to protect Arie as much as save as much as he wants to save the world and everything, and so like putting Arie like in direct contact with extra danger isn't exactly on his agenda. Not to mention, he knows that Miggy specifically requested that to be distanced from Arie. So yeah, I feel like it would be a challenge to convince him of helping to be that bridge. So yeah, I think there's.
So I have to make a very difficult persuasion check at disadvantage. I mean,
you're still exhausted.
I mean, what should I? How should we do this, Caleb? Should we like set a?
I was really hoping that you make a deception check and then I'd figure out like how you were talking to him, but you didn't lie. So
yeah, I would just say Darius, like, set a DC in your mind, and then Arie rolls against it.
Okay, let me think. Okay, I've got it. Wait, what is she? Yeah, I've got it.
I have a +0 to persuasion, so probably have to roll like a nat 20 to be able to do this. And I've only done that once with a persuasion check, and it wasn't for anything even important. I'm trying to think what I can say to get inspiration. I feel like there's something here that I've been like contemplating that I just think is really funny. That maybe one time when Arie and Miggy got in a fight.
Yeah.
Like a different fight from like the one that we saw on screen.
Yeah.
That she, I mean, because, they're adventuring and whatnot, and at night, like, she's bored, and I'm sure he had, like, a book to read, and so I think to, like, get to know him better, she might have read 1 or 2 of his books. And then I think, like, in the middle of the fight, she tried to use, like, to, like, copy a scene from the book and dialogue from there to, like, get out of the fight.
Yep, that sounds like something that would happen.
I feel like that's something Arie would have done.
Yep. I love that. Yes.
Okay, great. Persuasion, go! Oh, no.
No.
Yeah.
So what is she?
I think Arie's just like... I mean, she's still just very awkward about it. She's just like... Do you think maybe, like, the next time you talk to him, like, you could just, like, I don't know, tell him to write me back?
Does Darius know about the book? And, like, the
I don't think she's... I don't think she mentions the... I think she just says it, because, like... And that's probably maybe why she fails this role, is she doesn't like, explain it. She's just, like, tell him to write me back.
Yeah, I think Darius is just like... How does... I mean... I honestly, I want to say, that's assuming I talk to him again.
Yeah.
I wonder if you just kind of...
I'm just trying to think of how Darius would say that.
I wonder if he's just like, okay.
Well, he wouldn't say that, though.
Yeah.
If anything, I think Darius would just be like a concerned older brother and just be like, Arie, no, you need to, like, let this go.
Well, I'm not sure if Darius is picking up what you're putting down is the problem.
I mean, she got a 12. She didn't feel that bad. She's just like, will you just like basically she's saying like, will you help me? Like, will you convince him for me to talk to me again?
Well, I mean, there's also the fact that Darius isn't exactly insightful, as was proven with Tepin. But no, I think Darius. Oh, I feel like Darius wants to say something like, "The truth is, I'm not sure when the next time I'll talk to him is."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think Darius lets out a bit of a heavy sigh and just says, "Arie, the truth is, I don't know when the next time I'll talk to him is."
Okay. Yeah.
Oof, that hurts me.
And then she just walks away.
It's the way you said that. Ooh.
It's the equivalent of like the K period.
K period. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oof.
Yeah.
Well.
And then I don't know if I could do anything to redeem something in the soul realm. Like, I feel like I already made an Arcana check to my beans last session, so I don't think there's anything else I could do with that.
You're like, I don't know if there's something I can do to redeem anything in the soul realm, and I'm thinking of like, there's like in the soul realm, there's just like a little shack shop where it's like, redeem your soul points here.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, what if it's like redeeming sorcery points? I don't have sorcery points yet, but I will next level.
Yeah, I'm trying to think a little bit more about like what you could do along that vein. I guess first off, I'm trying to remember, do we have any other magic items in this party that are soul magic?
I don't know.
Powered?
What are mine?
I don't think so. Just my my beans.
Tepin, your ring of mind shielding is soul powered, obviously.
That's a very dangerous road to go down, because if she tries to do so, actually,
honestly, that's the direction I see most prevalent in the narrative right now, is the stuff that's happening with the soul stuff.
What about Midnight or the Ring of Regeneration? What are they?
Because
actually, I want to mark
Midnight
what they are.
Would did you just have Midnight as a weapon?
What do you mean?
Or is that tied to your Warlock stuff?
It's kind of. I figured it was kind of tied to my Warlock stuff.
Then yes, it would be soul powered. Yeah.
So Midnight is soul powered. Ring of Mind Shielding is soul powered, and then the Ring of Regeneration is.
I think it's probably just body powered.
I have a bunch of other magic items, but they're not attuned magic items, so we can talk about those later.
The only other one I have is
the Tendril of the Dark Sun.
Yeah, the Tendril of the Dark Sun.
I'm guessing the Ring of Comprehend Languages is mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, most magic items are either body or mind.
The only other idea I had was that because remember when they were powered by when they were corrupted, how I had like a battle of wits to like control them. That's like the only other thing I could think of to do. But even still, Arcana is like an intelligence. Isn't it Arcana intelligence based? Yeah, it is. So it'd basically be like what I just did anyways. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's got to be something with like I don't know, let me look at my stats here. I was gonna say maybe I could do like a history check or something like that, like go deep into like my like knowledge of like void dragons and stuff, because I got a natural 20 when I rolled for knowledge on void dragons.
Yeah.
Like way back when.
Yeah.
But that's again another intelligence based thing. So I'm trying to think what I could roll.
So basically you just want to look up try to recall knowledge about void dragons to help you better understand how you could redeem things?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I think you can make that roll. Just
Okay.
pick up a tidbit.
Okay. With disadvantage, go! Oh, 15,
Ooh.
actually.
Yeah, well, too bad it's not the 22.
I know, that would have been great. Because the thing is, I might know a bunch of stuff about void dragons, but I don't know how they, relate to
of course,
magic items necessarily, and like things in the soul realm.
So didn't we say that a void dragon was in Africa? That's why you know about these?
There was, yeah.
Yeah, that was the dragon that you hunted down in Africa.
A void dragon in Africa.
I was like, I don't know what song you're trying to do right now.
Yeah, because I hunted down a bunch of dragons in Africa, and I think a void dragon was one of them. Like, I think you mentioned like it came down in like a comet or something like that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's how I knew about it.
Yeah.
Studied it.
That may have been.
Oh wait! No!
X's relative.
No! Wait!
What?
Hold on.
What?
I think I have advantage on this roll.
Oh, because
I have advantage on intelligence checks with my favorite animal.
I think you're right.
Hold on, let me just double check just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure.
22, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be fantastic. I
think you're correct. Yeah.
Favorite enemy. I have advantage on intelligence checks to recall information about them.
There you go. 22.
What up, fool?
Okay, let's think about this. Void dragons.
I'm so glad I recalled that.
Do you have a more specific intent besides?
I mean, specifically, right? My goal is to figure out how to redeem things in the soul realm.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, with a history check, right? I'm recalling my knowledge of what I have about Ix and what I have about the dragon that I killed.
Yeah.
So
who may have been X's relative in some sense.
Oops.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Ix.
Don't talk about that too much.
But I'm trying to think, like, maybe there's some like information you could give me about, like,
I'm trying to remember, what else did I tell you already about this stuff? Because I remember, wasn't there something about, like,
you told me
making like some sort of sorcerer cult?
Yeah, and I'm not too crazy about that because there's not much I can do about that. But
yeah, because I think the point I was making there was like it's a combination of the dragon and the human, or dragon and other sentient mortals or whatever, that makes this work. Like the cooperation of it. So let's think about this. What else could you know about void dragons? Oh,
I was say, or maybe something linked to like the god that we serve. I don't know. Or okay, you look like you're racing through something.
Oh, I'm so excited about this idea.
Okay.
Because it perfectly fits with Arie and everything she's about.
Okay.
So I think the thing that you remember about your experience in Africa hunting down this void dragon is, I think I remember it mentioned sometime previously, like most animals would stay away from that place because of, there was a bunch of weird things that happened there. All the big animals in the region knew that there was like a bigger predator out there. But I think one thing that you notice, and you're just remembering this now, and you're like, why am I remembering? Like, this is such
I think it's because I'm trying to think of like a way to like get X back, maybe, or something like that. I don't know. I'm like going through like my knowledge bank or whatever.
And you remember a weird thing, and it's almost like you didn't believe it when it happened, but you remember. I'm trying to think of what animal it would be. Yeah, let's say it's like a monkey. Some sort of like African monkey. I don't know what kind of monkeys specifically would live in like the Congo or whatever. But some sort of like, small monkey. And it was nearby the lair when you finally hunted this thing down, right? With Navarro.
A bonobo or a
bonobo, yeah.
Bonobo or a pygmy chimpanzee.
What do bonobos look like again?
No, that didn't work.
No,
I was
stop.
trying to think I don't know because it rhymes with bonobo, but it didn't work.
Okay, yeah. I mean, bonobos look like just regular monkeys. They're big.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's say it's a bonobo. That makes sense.
Okay.
Um.
I just like let's be specific.
Yeah. You remember seeing a small like family group of bonobos that were living nearby this thing, and it was really weird. Like you're like you hadn't seen any like bigger animals around this whole place, but you remember this family, and it was basically like you maybe saw them briefly when you were headed towards the lair, and then didn't really even just like a flash in the trees, and you're like, oh, okay, that's weird. And then when you were leaving after you had killed the thing, you saw these monkeys again, these apes, these chimps, and it was almost like it was, and you. It's such a weird thing to remember now, but like the reason why you haven't thought of it is just because you really, what I'm saying, I guess now is you put together what actually was happening there now when you didn't before. You remember like these weird kind of like scales almost on these chimps, and they were like falling off when you saw them again, like and then with clumps of hair or whatever. Oh, and like it's like they were like weirdly diseased, but you realize they were dragon scales on these animals. And so the conclusion you come to over this whole thing is in the same way that humans, that sentient people, right, can bond with these void dragons to create some sort of stronger thing and become like these, dragon sorcerers or whatever. Apparently, animals can also do the same thing.
Oh my God, Buck is gonna.
Exactly.
Well, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you think it has something to do with the fact that, right, where the devourers and like the fiends and whatever else lives in this soul realm, they are absolutely abhorrent to everything else, right? Everything you can just tell that there's something wrong about them. Void dragons are different. Void dragons are a part of the good side of the soul. And so animals, in some sense, could be drawn to them. And maybe it was just that particular dragon, still like lashed out at any animal that got into his territory, but for some reason, just this like clan of chimps, it like took kindness to. You don't know the details there, but there's some connection there that you maybe don't fully grasp the significance of, but it's something else to go on. But it would probably, depend on finding Ix or another void dragon and continuing that bonding process or whatever it was.
So how does that work with like redeeming things in the soul realm though? Because in order to redeem things, you have to bond with the dragons, right? That's what it is. But like, how does that work? Because I know like it works specifically Arie, with my items because I was carrying them. But like, how would that work with like Buck? Like, what would that redeem if like Buck like?
Basically, what I'm saying, Arie, is you could make a dragon cult with animals instead of people.
I understand that. I got that, and I'm really excited about it. But I'm like, just for goal purposes here, I'm trying to figure out. Right. So, like, what does it actually like redeem though?
So going back to
my
what you did with
items
X,
got redeemed because they were on me, and I was attuned to them. But like, if like Buck were to like, or like another animal would like, not attune, but become bonded with a void dragon,
Arie,
what would that actually redeem?
They would amplify your power to redeem things. Obviously, animals probably wouldn't be able to bond to magic items themselves. And again, what does things mean? It's a pretty vague term, right? So redeem things in the soul realm, not just magic items, right? Like whatever, like.
Right, that's what I'm
saying. The animals in some like basically just another piece of the puzzle of like whatever this weird dragon bonding thing is. It is probably important to changing the soul realm in and of itself because the void dragons are the key to that. And so whether or not like individual items You know, obviously, like an animal's not going to attune to a magic item necessarily, but
I just when I say the word things, I
Mhm.
don't necessarily mean specifically like
Yeah.
a physical item. I just mean like
what's another example of a thing that you might mean?
like a fiend in the soul realm, like because right, fiends are probably right in some
Mhm.
ways a corrupted soul, right? So
Yeah.
how would I like help redeem them? Or you know, like I
Mhm.
because I don't know what other things there are in the soul realm other than souls and items that have been made from them, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
I think the main like takeaway, like the base takeaway you get from all of this is that it is the void dragons themselves that are the key to this, in the sense that if they were in charge of the soul realm, everything would be fine. Oh, I just figured it out. Arie, your guess is this process that you're undergoing right now, and the process that the animals could be undergoing, or another person could be undergoing, the end goal of it is to turn someone into a void dragon. Which
I'm
would
sorry,
mean
what?
which would mean
Could Buck become a void dragon? Oh
which
my
could
gosh.
mean you could repopulate the species and take back the soul realm.
I have to turn a person into a void dragon.
It's a
Okay,
willing thing.
so-
I
You
need
can't
Samuel
do it.
again. Holy crap, and I just led him down the wrong path. No.
So keep in mind. I mean, I guess you don't know the details of this, but
No, because I have a thing I was going to talk to you about with Samuel specifically,
Yeah.
like and us like being bonded and stuff
Sure.
like that. But I just let him up north. Oh shoot.
And honestly, I think the only way this line of thinking actually reveals anything to you is because Arie is Arie, right? She has an intuitive understanding of this sort of stuff that just doesn't make sense sometimes. And you just put a bunch of clues together that are seemingly completely disparate. But you know, let's say
It's
that
like
there
a big
was,
wall. It's like
yeah,
beautiful mind style.
exactly, yeah. But you get a sense that that's probably what's the like end of this process is, right? It's not that you're bonding with Ix. It's that he's bestowing upon you certain characteristics that are changing you irrevocably and making you
I don't
into a
want to
void
be.
dragon.
Arie's like, I don't want to become a dragon. No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
The question is, how far can you go down this road before it's inevitable, right? That's the line that Arie might have to dance here.
Yeah, Arie don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Ugh.
Terra Nullius show 2, not next season, but like the next show is like the Soul Wars. Or
So,
like
yeah. Keep in mind, Arie, dragons can polymorph, right? So, like, you can be a dragon and still basically be a human.
Arie.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that during combat? It'd be like a druid, but
Mhm.
for a dragon.
Uh-huh.
Oh
Dragon
my gosh.
Druid.
Druid.
That's true. I totally forgot that
Drugen?
dragons could polymorph.
She's a Drugen.
And then Seth's next character was Scottish.
Still, like, even still, like, knowing this, I think Arie is just, like, a little, like, she's hated dragons for so long
Oh yeah,
that she's
exactly.
like, the irony
Wow.
Yep.
that, like,
So
I'm
there's
on the
two-
pathway to becoming one.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, what's his name? Connor
Wow.
Cold.
Wow, you gave me so much information just from one history roll.
Mm-hmm.
Rolled well.
Oh, okay. So Ah Tabai became the cat, which he hates, or he was like,
So I'm just gonna go around to people and be like, "Hey, want to become a dragon? Hey, want to become a dragon? Hey, want to become a dragon?"
Yeah.
Oh man. Is she gonna ask Darius if he wants to become a dragon?
No, I don't think so. I don't think she'd ask any of her friends.
No, she'll ask Tepin.
I think she'd go with. I think like after some thought, she might try to get Buck to definitely do that, because then Buck can like convince other pterodons to like. And I'm really good at animal handling, so like I think my next goal is gonna be start collecting animals. Join our party.
You don't have to be charismatic if you can talk to animals.
Because that's the thing, is that you don't have to be charismatic with animals. You have to have wisdom to handle animals. Okay, and I have wisdom. So
the army, we've been doing it wrong the whole time. The army that we've been looking for is the animals.
I mean, honestly, that wouldn't be a bad thing to try.
I'm just gonna create an army of animals that's gonna become an army of dragons.
Yeah.
But but we gotta get Ix back though, is the thing, because this doesn't work unless I can bond them to a. Now, do I realize it has to be? They have to bond to a different dragon, or can they all bond to Ix?
I mean, the whole clan of bonobos did. So yeah.
Oh, okay, that's true.
There may be a limit or something, but you know.
Sure, maybe it's like, okay. Well,
there you go.
That's a thing.
So, let's have a quick conversation before we finish this session. Yeah.
You go to the bathroom.
Because I'm trying to think. I feel like just a quick conversation, then we're done, right?
Okay.
Basically, my only question is like, where are we going next? And I know this is basically something that we can't answer without Emily also, but I know that it was. Did we ever decide if you guys were gonna like go into the soul realm and find Ix, or try to hire more, like go to do the Seven Serpent? Like, what were you gonna do?
I think I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think once Arie reveals that she can, like, basically essentially create an army of void dragons, I think we regroup with Navarro, and then we start working on that as our army, and so we go and try to get Ix back, and then we start creating an army. I think that's...
I mean, that could work, honestly.
That's going to be our army. We don't need people. I'm just going to convince a bunch of animals to join us.
See, that's the thing.
And then we're going to make them into dragons, and that's going to be our army against this guy.
But that's it, because, like, think of the campaign. The whole campaign.
But he ate a bunch of void dragons. That's the problem.
Unsuspecting void dragons.
But I mean, like, that's been the whole campaign, is we've tried to get people to be on our side and to help us, and every single time we just fail that, and it just doesn't work. But
so maybe animals will be different.
So the animals, like, that's the way to go.
So we need a recap for Emily. Seth is now Ah Tabai, and we're going to create an army of animals that we're going to turn into dragons.
My characters
She's going to be like, what did I miss?
My characters have a weird thing with gods.
Yes, they do. So does Jordan.
I helped so
does
turn
Raya.
Into it.
And so does Arie, actually.
Yeah, that's true. Actually. So I was gonna say, I helped one character turn into a god, and now technically I am.
This is like a Greek tragedy at this point. Like,
I mean, we're getting up to like 15th level here. Like, yes, of course. So yeah. I mean, that helps me tremendously if that's our like plan to like know.
I mean, because if we're gonna create an army, we have to get X. That's the thing.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't have a choice. Like, that's our only...
I mean, you could create the army that way, or you could try to do it the mundane way and go on and
that's going to take too long.
So this is the thing. What my thought was, obviously, if we did it hex by hex, it would take way too long. But if we wanted to, we could say Season 6 is place by place. we do, 3-4 sessions in each place, and then there's a time skip. Right? And so we don't play out any of the like mundane travel stuff because you guys are high enough level at this point. You guys can figure out how to travel the jungle, right? And we can just say like you regroup with Navarro and then you like go to all the different 7 serpents, right? And are like, all right, we gotta convince this person. And then there's like a series of things that happen there.
We're going,
right? Like,
so like we just spend a couple sessions in each 7 serpent
exactly,
area.
Yeah.
And that's it. Okay. Yeah.
So that's one option. Or yes, you could. And honestly, so hear me out here. I think that's my preference simply for the reason, again, as I said before, where Ix is right now, he's trapped in the soul realm, being tortured by devourers in in like a high security prison is basically the equivalent of it. That's basically going to be like epic level sort of stuff. Because that's like the end bosses of the entire campaign, right? So it might make more sense to try to keep it grounded for a little while longer, try that first, and then when maybe that inevitably fails or you don't get as much as you wanted or something, other complication happens, then it's like, all right, we have to save Ix, and then with all of the combined forces, right, do that. And Arie's still connected to Ix, right? So she's going to continue gaining levels as a sorcerer, and maybe there can be something bigger that happens there because of their bond still exists. And we could explore that as we go. But just like traveling to the Soul Realm to free Ix is basically like, oh, well, that's the rest of the campaign, and it's going to be incredibly difficult, sort of a thing.
Okay. So then we'll just slowly start working on creating a pterodon army.
Right, yeah, you can do that.
That will eventually turn into dragons.
Exactly, right? And you have to do that anyway, so
I think what I'm going to do, I think my next goal is going to be to figure out, since I'm bonded to him, figure out if I can have a way to, like, still contact him, even though he's in the soul realm. Like, I have, like, Emily's done, like, things with, like, sending, where she, tries to send it to, like, other, realms and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't have sending, but I do have message. I'm like, maybe I can try to like stretch that since like we're bonded or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I can totally see that. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then my idea would probably be, since, Jordan, is your internship basically starting next week? Okay.
We can't do the next 2 weeks anyway.
I know. I mean, just like to know like when it's actually starting. Basically, this is the end of season 5 then. Right? And what my thought would be is next time we pick up with season 6, the first session can be you guys are on the boat traveling south, and then we have like a series of vignettes where maybe there's conversations you guys are having on the boat, and then we flash back to, all right, what did the conversation with Navarro look like? How did you guys convince him to like join you again and whatever, right? And that could be a fun little like beginning episode where we're like, we know that you guys did it, but like, okay, how did it happen? And that could just like a fun like version of an episode we could do.
Sure.
Does that mean that we're gonna join up with the others?
Well, the others are heading north right now.
Preoccupied.
Yeah, they're preoccupied.
But isn't that who we're meeting up with though?
Mm-mm. You're going to. So Adeline and them are going north right now to deal with the undead situation. No, they left Navarro.
They were, but remember
they left Navarro behind.
Doing a quest.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing a quest to figure out what's going on with all these undead.
And that's still a thing that's happening in the background that I want to return to for sure. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy with that as season 5. Like, I think
that was a weird ending.
It was weird, but I think it all made sense in the end.
Season 6.
Yeah.
Well, I think I just wanted to have one thing. I don't know. I don't care who it is, but like maybe like just someone comes out and they like just see Tepin just standing there in the
river,
water, knowing very well that he has a ring of water walk, and ask him like, "What are you doing?" Tepin's like, "Oh, nothing. It's just feels good to be free," which means it would have to be Darius. It'd have to be Darius.
Okay. Yeah. Darius
just finds him there. He asks him like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Just feels good to be free."
But say, well, I mean, eventually you're gonna have to make a deception check with Arie and Raya.
Yes, but that will have to be that we can have that be in the future. Yeah,
be later.
Yeah,
I technically think I can't fail that, but that's fine.
I'd have to. I mean, if I could make an insight check, crit.
I think I can't go.
I mean,
below
should I
20.
just make an insight check crit and just see if I know, or should we just wait?
Let's wait on that. Yeah, I think it would be interesting because I think it makes sense given who Tepin is and his mind and body
That
and
like
whatnot.
we don't really talk about. We don't talk to each other really.
And also, I mean, he's just really good at lying, so I don't think you notice anything is off with him. But the first time something like in your travels or whatever, right, like, comes up because he's obviously going to act differently now because he's Ah Tabai, then we can pursue it then.
We'll go from there.
Yeah, cool. Well, let's do goals and get out of here then.
I didn't do any goals. I failed all of them. Technically, Ah Tabai got a shiny new toy.
I was gonna say, like, I think even if we consider it still be Tepin, like, you're in the ring of mind shielding. It's yours in a more permanent way than it was before. It's shiny.
You want to give me experience?
I'm gonna give you XP for that. Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah.
Nice.
Okay. I guess it's the question. Tepin, are you getting experience right now for Tepin or Ah Tabai? You choose.
I think from now on it's going to be Ah Tabai, unless it goes back to Tepin.
Got it.
But like in the future it will be.
But are you saying for this session, do you want to get to XP as Tepin or as Ah Tabai?
Which one will give me more?
Because that's the thing, right? Like if you were Ah Tabai and looking at your goals right now, connect with Xblanque. I mean, you connected with him in some way if you were Ah Tabai, right? Like,
He connected his fist to his face.
The
like,
thing
you change one letter of your last goal and it works for get back as Ah Tabai, right? Instead of at Ah Tabai.
honestly, part of me is just like, I don't want to choose the one that gives me the least experience. So like, I mean, that's the main thing. I'm a little behind the others. That's the one thing that gets me, because I mean, Tepin didn't do much. Tepin technically failed all of his goals.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to give me experience to buy, and it would be better than what I have, I'll take that. I don't know. I feel awful saying that, but I don't know what else to do.
The thing is,
what
do you have as XP right now? How far away are you from leveling? Did you just level up?
Maybe like 5,000 or so. Let me check. What's level 15?
I don't know
close.
off the top of my head. Because honestly, Ah Tabai did promise you that you would be more powerful because it's him. And if you're close enough, honestly, I might want to just give you the XP to level up just to make it more like, Ah Tabai is in control now. You're a little bit more powerful, sort of a thing.
It's 10,000.
Okay, yeah, that's probably a bit too much. Yeah. So let's
9,600 technically.
Because it definitely is Ah Tabai who's like in control right now. Give me let's think about 3 goals that Ah Tabai had this session, and if he accomplished them. Obviously,
they would probably get back.
Get back.
Defeat Xblanque?
Yeah, it'd be get back, defeat Xblanque, and one of them would be like trick
deceive Tepin.
Tepin maybe.
Yeah.
Deceive Tepin.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. As long as we think of like 3 goals that he accomplished, right? Like I think we can.
And it would make sense if it takes him a session to get back to his full power because he's getting used to Tepin's body.
Mm-hmm.
Winner, he can actually eat dinner.
Exactly. So let's pull out the calculator here. Do this math. So you got minor completions on all of those. And then
technically Ah Tabai's been doing these for a while. I had to throw that in there.
True. And then I'll give you the party XP because you're still part of the party. And honestly, I feel like Ah Tabai would probably still just go along with everything.
He probably will. Right? Honestly, he's probably gonna be fine. He might go more true neutral as opposed to chaotic neutral. If anything, might veer more towards good.
So 8,750.
So close
for XP. Yeah, it's very close.
Close.
But yeah,
we'll definitely level up next time.
So Seth, I'm definitely really interested in your take on Ah Tabai, right? Like I've told you a bunch of stuff, and if you want to ask me for any details of like his past or whatever, you can. But I'm also totally fine with you just making up stuff, right? As long as it's not like too crazy off of what we've already established. I want this to be your character right now.
That's the main reason I was asking, like, what were his goals? Like, I have no clue like what his motivation is, and that. So now I have an idea what his motivation is. I know what to do.
Yep, and you can take that where you will.
Okay.
So I'm interested in seeing you play Ah Tabai.
We'll see what happens.
All right, Arie.
Yes. I am Arie.
Hi, Arie.
Protect those I love. I did that by getting Samuel and Sabu off our trail,
Yes,
temporarily at least.
Yep. And you're working on the other two.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 1 minor completion.
And you're level 15, yeah?
Yes.
Sounds good. Let's see here. You get 7,000 XP.
I leveled up!
Wow, congrats.
So are you 16 now?
Yeah.
So you're 2 levels ahead of me now.
Hold on, wait, you said 7,000 what?
Just 7,000.
Okay, perfect. Because I was just listening. I was like, if it's over 6,000, I get to level up. Yay.
Darius.
Nothing.
You worked on the last two. You should complete them.
Yeah, but I failed them.
Yeah, but you still worked on them.
Just because you fail a glow, that doesn't mean that you didn't work on it.
Yeah.
I failed a lot of my goals. I failed convincing you to help me with Mickey.
Fair.
So
That's
you know.
fair.
Did you make a roll for the cycles thing?
Well, there was the one where I
The
tried
charisma
to...
check.
Yes, you did make a charisma check. Okay. Okay.
Oh, I get sorcerer points now. Can I redeem them for the Soul Realm?
No.
Oh. 7.
I mean, maybe in the future. I don't know. All right, worked on all your goals. 5,000 XP for you, Darius. Well, cool. That was a weird session.
To say the least.
Yeah,
and
you don't say.
It was done all in one sitting.
Yeah, I really need to go to that.
Yeah. I mean, we're done now. So
yeah, I already went.
That's been Terra Nullius, guys. Episode 60, the end of season 5. We'll be back at some point in the future because we're going to take a small hiatus from Terra Nullius for the foreseeable future here. And we'll be back, though, with season 6, which I'm very excited about, in the future. All right. Thanks for playing, guys. That was fun. Adios.
Bye.